You already know your bad habits aren't good for you. Scrolling too long, putting things off, reaching for junk food, staying up late. Yet somehow, these habits feel comforting, automatic, even satisfying. This isn't a lack of discipline. It's biology. Your brain loves habits, good or bad, because habits save energy. Once a behavior becomes automatic, your brain can run it without effort. And the brain is always looking for ways to conserve energy and reduce uncertainty. So when you repeat a behavior enough times, your brain locks it in, not because it's healthy, but because it's predictable. To understand how to break bad habits, you first need to understand why your brain protects them. Every habit operates inside a simple loop: a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is the trigger: stress, boredom, a notification, a certain time of day. The routine is the behavior itself: scrolling, snacking, avoiding work. And the reward is the relief or pleasure that follows. Over time, your brain learns to associate the cue with the reward and begins craving it. Eventually, the routine happens almost automatically. This is why habits feel hard to stop. Your brain isn't chasing the behavior. It's chasing the reward and the emotional relief that comes with it. Dopamine is often called the pleasure chemical, but that's misleading. Dopamine is really the chemical of anticipation. It spikes before the reward, not after. When your brain learns that a behavior leads to relief or pleasure, dopamine rises as soon as the cue appears. This creates an urge, a feeling of, "I need this now." Bad habits are especially powerful because they offer fast, predictable rewards. They don't require effort. They don't involve uncertainty. Your brain prefers these quick hits over long-term rewards that take time and effort. This is why healthy habits feel harder at first, even when you know they're better for you. Stress is a habit amplifier. When you're tired, overwhelmed, or anxious, your brain shifts control from the rational prefrontal cortex to older, automatic systems. In these moments, your brain wants familiarity, not effort. That's why bad habits resurface during stressful periods. Not because you failed, but because your brain is defaulting to what it knows best. Breaking habits doesn't start with more self-criticism. It starts with understanding how stress lowers your ability to choose differently. One of the most damaging parts of bad habits is how they shape identity. When a habit repeats long enough, people start believing it reflects who they are. "I'm just lazy. I have no discipline. This is how I'm wired." But habits are not identity. They're learned behaviors reinforced by reward loops. When you believe a habit defines you, your brain stops looking for alternatives. Change feels pointless. Separating behavior from identity is one of the most important steps in breaking any habit. You don't break habits by eliminating cues. You break them by changing the routine. The cue will still appear: stress, boredom, temptation. But instead of reacting automatically, you insert a pause. This pause gives your brain time to choose a different response that provides a similar reward. If the reward is relaxation, replace scrolling with a short walk or breathing exercise. If the reward is stimulation, replace junk food with music or movement. The brain doesn't care how it gets the reward, only that it does. The brain follows the path of least resistance. If bad habits are easy and good habits are hard, your brain will always choose the easier option. So instead of relying on willpower, redesign your environment. Make bad habits inconvenient and good habits obvious. Remove triggers. Prepare better options. Reduce friction. When good habits require less effort than bad ones, your brain naturally shifts behavior without constant struggle. Breaking bad habits isn't about perfection. It's about repetition. Each time you interrupt a habit loop and choose a different response, you weaken the old pathway and strengthen a new one. Over time, your brain begins craving the new routine instead. This is neuroplasticity in action. Your brain is constantly rewiring based on what you repeat. Bad habits were learned, and what is learned can be unlearned. With patience, awareness, and consistency, you don't just break habits. You build a brain that supports the life you want. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a scientific day.